I woke up to the sound of tiny footsteps by my bed. When I turned on the light, there were teeth, hundreds of them, scattered across the floor like confetti, and none of them were mine. You don't think about the tooth fairy much as an adult. She's one of those bedtime myths that fade as you grow up. Something you laugh about when your niece loses her first molar and hides it under her pillow. That was me last year. Uncle Jay, the cool one. I just moved back to my hometown after years in the city. Cheaper rent, quieter nights, fewer people. A fresh start. My sister lived 2 streets over with her 7-year-old Emma. We were close. I'd pick her up from school, take her for ice cream, help with homework. She was obsessed with fairy tales, especially the tooth fairy. Every time she lost a tooth, she'd make a big production out of it. Handwritten note, glitter under the pillow, the whole thing. And every time my sister or I would sneak in, swap the tooth for a coin, and call it magic. It was harmless fun, until the night it wasn't. It started small, odd things. Emma told me the tooth fairy talked to her. Not in dreams, from under her bed. I laughed it off. Sure, kiddo. What did she say? Emma looked at me, deadly serious. She said I don't have to wait for my teeth to fall out anymore. I told my sister. She brushed it off too. She's got an active imagination. But Emma started acting weird after that. Wouldn't sleep with her light off. Covered her mouth when she laughed. And once, I caught her bleeding from the gums. When I asked what happened, she said, she took one while I was sleeping. That's when I started keeping an eye on her. A few nights later, I was over babysitting. My sister was working a late shift. Emma had a loose tooth again. She was excited, pacing the hall with a tissue pressed to her mouth. She finally fell asleep around 9:30. I checked on her once, everything normal. Then around midnight, I heard something. Soft, light, like bare feet stepping on tile. I thought it was Emma, but when I opened her door, she was asleep. The sound came again. From the kitchen, I flicked on the hall light. Nothing, except the air felt thick. Sweet, almost like old perfume. And on the counter, something small and white. A tooth. Not Emma's. Too big. Next to it, a single silver coin. The same kind we always left under her pillow. Except this one wasn't shiny. It was tarnished and sticky. When I picked it up, it smelled faintly of blood. The next night, Emma lost the tooth. I came over again to babysit, ready to prove to her that there was no tooth fairy. We set up her trap. She wanted to catch the fairy on camera. I rigged my old phone on her nightstand, recording. She giggled herself to sleep. Midnight came. The house was silent. Then movement. The creak of her bedroom door. I was on the couch. My heart started racing. Footsteps. Soft, deliberate. Like someone walking on bare wood. I grabbed my flashlight and crept toward her room. The door was open a crack. I peeked through. Something was standing by her bed. Small, pale, long, tangled hair spilling over its face. At first, I thought it was a child. Then it turned its head, and I saw its mouth. No lips, just gums, split open, packed with human teeth like pebbles jammed into flesh. Dozens of them, all different sizes. Its jaw stretched, cracking as it grinned, and a fresh tooth rolled out onto Emma's blanket. I kicked the door open, flashlight shaking in my hand, and it vanished. Just gone. Emma sat up, eyes wide, tears streaming down her face. "Uncle Jay," she whispered. She said, "You're next." I grabbed Emma and ran. We locked ourselves in the bathroom, slammed the door. I called my sister, no answer. The house creaked like something heavy was moving through it. Then came the noise, a scraping sound from under the door. Not claws, not nails, something harder. Teeth, dozens of them, rolling across the tile like marbles. Emma screamed. I pulled her back, and one of the teeth stuck to my shoe. When I peeled it off, there was flesh still attached. The lights flickered, then went out completely. The air grew colder, that sweet perfume choking me. In the dark, something whispered from the other side of the door, a voice like wine through broken glass. You took my coins. Now I'll take something of yours. And then tapping, soft, measured, on the mirror behind us. Tap, tap, tap. I turned slowly, flashlight trembling, and written in condensation across the mirror were 5 words. The mirror cracked from the center, spiderwebbing out, and through it I saw her again, bent backward, grinning with that mouth full of stolen teeth. She reached through the glass, her fingers scraping the air. I grabbed Emma and kicked open the window. We tumbled into the yard, glass cutting my arm. When I looked back, she was crawling halfway out of the mirror, and in her hand, she held one of my molars. We left that night. My sister moved Emma to my place. Therapists, priests, sage, you name it. The nightmares faded, eventually. But a month later, I woke up with blood in my mouth. Went to the mirror. A molar missing. No pain. No wound. Just gone. And under my pillow, a single silver coin. The same kind. Old. Sticky. Smelling of iron and perfume. That night, I tore the apartment apart. No sign of her. But every mirror had a new crack in it. A hairline fracture that formed a smile. Now sometimes when I sleep, I hear it again. That faint clatter of teeth on tile. And a voice whispering from under my bed. You still owe me more. If you ever find a coin under your pillow that doesn't shine anymore, don't touch it. Don't even breathe near it. Because she's changing the deal. The tooth fairy doesn't take teeth anymore. She leaves them behind.